If it's eating, it ain't cheating. Well, at least that's what Jenkins says. But let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my We Own This City recap and review for episode 5, titled Part 5. Jensen, Sriracha, and U.S. Attorney Leo Wise prepare to charge the GTTF gun trace task force officers. Suitor feels community distrust as he works a homicide, insisting that his past is closing in on him. Steele and Davis seek support from the new mayor. And guys, look at Suitor right there. The guy just looks super nervous. He is sweating bullets, and I can't wait to talk to you about why. Guys, I want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-free recap. I'm going to spoil this episode of We Own This City, up, down, left, right, in, and out. As if you've already seen it, you have been warned. And if you happen to like this video, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone of 40,000 subscribers. And if you would like to follow me on social media, all of that is in the description box below, as well as the pinned comment. But guys, this was a pretty decent episode. I did like this one. I still like episode 4 a bit better. That was my first one because it focused on John Bernthal's character, Walter Jenkins, entirely, or for the most part. But this one was pretty good too, because not only do we get to see, Jenkins he was taken into custody at the BTD, the Baltimore Police Department, excuse me. We get to see everybody else in the GTTF as well. And just like I said, Mr. Suitor right here, the episode is ending like, okay, man, are they going to come and get me next? Because he was called out by that police officer at the end, just like, hey, didn't you work with Jenkins? How was that? However, I'm still a bit annoyed with what they were doing with the timeline in this episode. That still is a bit annoying and jarring to me. But for the most part, things are coming together. I mean, we're in the 5th episode right now. We only have 1 left. I really didn't care for the first 3 episodes, but episodes 4 and 5 are pretty pleasing, and so will episode 6 stick the landing? We're just going to have to wait and see to find out, but that would be interesting if we can end this series with me not really caring for the first half and me liking the second half a lot better. One thing that I also took away from this episode and series, just not how evil and corrupt the police department is that there's not even any loyalty amongst the thieves themselves. As me, a normal citizen, I always hear throughout the media, the news outlets, etc., how there's a thin blue line. And, we have, Black Lives Matter. They say Blue Lives Matter. So I'm thinking that they're just holding each other down, 10 toes deep together, arm locked. Okay, hey, if we're going to be doing this mess, we're going to stick together if our feet are towards the fire. No, these cops are throwing each other under the bus, left and right, in and out. And I was actually surprised by that. And I'm really happy that all of this is getting put forth on Front Street, through this HBO Max series. I still want to know how corrupt the Baltimore Police Department was. And of course, I can find that out through my own research and homework. But I'm also just interested in why the GTTF is the sole target of the show. Maybe it was the most corrupt. Maybe they have a valid reason. I don't know. Again, that's just something that I can, follow along in my own research. But the episode does start off with, we got our boy right here, Gondo G Money, and they're being interrogated by the FBI, just trying to put this case together. And I like his hairstyle. I just had to say that real quick. But I also like Jensen here. She's pretty cool FBI agent. But I was just baffled about how they're throwing each other on the bus. You got Jamil right here. I despise him the most. It's kind of a tie between Jenkins and Herschel, but this character right here is the absolute worst. One thing is this guy's hurting his people, his own people. He has no remorse. And during one time during this episode, he was laughing at the jobs that he was pulling off by just ripping off people. And this is this part right here, he's talking about how he lied and had to, the guy, the perpetrator used their car as a vehicle. I think he said it was a Lexus, and tried to run him over and just shot him. And I mean, I don't know how these people can sleep at night, doing these heinous crimes, all this nefarious behavior, just evil. I just don't get it. How can you sleep at night and go on about your day, go on about your week, and you doing stuff like this. So I was really surprised by this. I was kind of laughing at the very beginning of this episode during this scene, because Jamil actually looked over to his lawyer and was like, why am I paying you $500 an hour? Because you're not saying a dang thing. And so this was bittersweet to me, seeing them fall apart and the castle just starts to crumble down. I like that. I like that. It was, you know, just kind of funny seeing these agents right here kind of flabbergasted, just like, man, like, what are we dealing with? You know, like, how far did this go up? These guys right here are truly evil. Something that did make me smile is when the FBI agents were trying to go and put the tracker or the audio device in Gondo's car. It was funny because one was trying to, I guess, mansplain and be like, hey, this is how you do it. This is how it works. And all you got to do is this. And she kind of mocked him, was like, oh my God, when she got back, did I ruin my hair? I messed up my hair. Oh my God, what am I going to do? That was kind of funny to me. I did get a good laugh out of that. But guys, this next part right here really did break my heart. And it has to do with Otis. And I got to give it to Wumi Mosuku, who is doing a great job as Miss Nicole Steele. She's going over to this man's house right here, Otis, just to get his story, because she's trying to, you know, serve some justice and put, you know, all this evil corruption on Front Street. And these cops just think that they're just, you know, robbing people for a few dollars here and there and that'll be okay. But no, they are really, truly destroying somebody's life. And this is just the system that we live in. I mean, it's just evil. No matter what you do, no matter what we do, we're always being attacked and targeted. And you have Otis here, a hardworking man, minding his own dang business, just trying to pay his mortgage and support his wife, support his family. And he gets pulled over because his taillight is out. Now, of course, you know, you don't need to have your taillight out, but it shouldn't have escalated to this right here. Cop, you know, Herschel evil ass pretending that he hit him and like, oh, let's search your car. Let's go search your home. And he stole his money. He stole his $650, only put $50 reported, and then took the rest and just bought booze and alcohol and women and was playing odd card games. Otis ended up losing his house, and not his house, excuse me, but his car. Herschel is disgusted, man. He just needs his ass beat. I don't know. I need to look it up to see like where these men are right now, if they're in prison. But I hope to God that they're having the most difficult time in prison imaginable. I don't want to hear no pull yourselves up by the bootstraps, responsibility, accountability. He doing what he's supposed to do. And this evil cop right here is abusing his authority. And it's just, it's sickening. It really is sickening. It breaks my heart to see all of this. But poor Otis, man, I felt sorry for him. Acting is coming through big time right here. So I did appreciate all that. And another thing, the acting is just not the best either. And that really did come to the forefront right here during this scene. Just like, oh yeah, we get this overtime and we're going to do this and we can party and we can drink and overtime and da-da-da-da. It just really seemed artificial and not genuine, and I didn't like it, and it kind of stood out like a sore thumb. Now, the commissioner does seem cool. I do like him. You know, he seems like he has his right foot forward, and I appreciate that. You guys can let me know what you think about him as well. But this is pathetic, man. How can they do this? How can you live with yourself doing this to normal civilians, normal people just trying to live their lives? And these are your people at that, taking this 3,500. And where we see right here, when they go up to the house, the Herschel is stealing everything. And they even try to pretend that this guy is an attorney, end up going to his house, stealing all of his money in the closet. It's just disgusting. I want these cops to go down and be punished to the utmost degree. There's just no excuse for it. And like I said earlier, it's very sickening. And what's also really weird to me is these guys know that they were under investigation by the FBI, and they still continue to do their dirt. That doesn't make sense. And you would think they would say to themselves, okay, since we are being investigated, or it's a chance, all we got to do if we're caught is tell the story right. I'm going to say this, you're going to say that. We're not going to talk about this. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to stick together to try to make sure that we get the smallest sentence possible. You know, we are cops. We do own this city. They do protect us here and there. But, you know, let's just make sure that we have all our ducks in a row. But no, they don't want to organize that way. I mean, they are. And the thing is they are risking their lives to try to, I mean, they're doing all this criminal activity, not because they need to, because it's a necessity, like bills they have to pay. You know, they have a sick family member. They're just wasting money on vacations and booze and ass and all of that. You know, we got a scene later on with Jenkins. You know, he's at some little high restaurant right here, and then he paying to get some service right after that with this chick with this big ass and slapping that. And that's what he was talking about. Hey, if it's eating, it ain't cheating. I guess, dude, I hope you get everything that's coming to you. However, I do like what happened with K-Stop. They pull him to the side over here, just like, hey, let me give you a hypothetical situation. If this were to happen and we were to take some money, what do you think about that? He was like, that's awful. We shouldn't do that. That's bad. That's evil. And I'm glad that, they were able to, have that thwarted. It's also interesting that they threw this in here. Like, oh, all cops aren't bad. We do have some honest ones out there. Let's make sure that we have some good cops, depicted in this show. I mean, I don't know. You can take that any way you want. It could be genuine. It could not be. But I do like that their bubble was bursted by Mr. K-Stop here, because he wasn't about that life. He's like, no, this is evil. That's corrupt. We shouldn't be doing that. And I agree wholeheartedly. So shout out to you, K-Stop. You held it down right here. I appreciate that. Something that really turned my stomach was the scene right here with the mayor. My goodness gracious, she just seemed like she was so anti-black and that she was just trying to appease white people. I don't know, but that's just the vibes that I was getting. Nicole was really irritated. I was just checking her out, or her face being turned up, and I don't know. I agree with that wholeheartedly as well. This was a very, very difficult scene to watch. And I remember when all this was going down, people talking about the mayor and how they despised her, how she had all these questionable decisions that she was making. And everybody was like, what the hell is going on? Like, why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And I just remember hearing corrupt, corrupt, corrupt. But, we're getting a little taste of that here. I wish we could get more. But, I do appreciate, again, I've said this 7 times, of how they're putting all this on the front street. And again, y'all, this was bittersweet right here. Just seeing all of them pull up to the police department and getting taken in one by one. And then just seeing this being reported on the news. And everybody's like, wow, what's going on? All this corruption. And the thing is, if I go back here just a little bit, this scene, they was actually trying to take it further. Like, how far can we go up in this chain to see the level of corruption? And of course, they didn't want to, blow their load so early and ruin the whole thing. So they got what they can. But, I feel that justice was served. I do appreciate this right here. It was quite nice to see all of this. Everybody's asking questions and confused, and they feel like they accomplished something. I mean, it was nice. But we got our boy Suda right here, like, damn, I did work with Jenkins that one time. Are they going to throw me under the bus? Am I going to get caught up? I'm nervous and I don't know what to do. And I don't blame him. He said, I got to go to the head and I'm scared. And, he in there washing his face. Look at him. He's nervous. And I don't think I remember him taking the money. I think that he thought about it, or they just cut away. They showed the money, the stack of the money, but I don't think he pocketed it. But, hopefully he didn't, because I'm not in love with Mr. Suda right here, but he's cool for the most part, so I don't know. We're going to see how this plays out, but I am very, very interested in just seeing, what's going to happen to him. Now right here, it was also interesting seeing, one gentleman was saying, his feelings about cops. Nicole was saying her thing as well. Like, she was like, I don't hate cops. I know there's some good ones out there, but my brother, this is what happened to him, and he has every right to feel the way that she feels. And I do appreciate that dialogue right there. That is pretty cool right there. But that really pulls us to the end of the episode. The only thing that's left is they show Suda in bed, the gentleman right here. But yeah, that's the perfect look on his face, to describe this episode, because he's sweating bullets. I'm sweating bullets, just, really trying to figure out how this is going to end and what's going on. And, I did like episode 5, so hopefully episode 6 can stick to landing, and it's just really interesting just seeing all these cops throw each other on the bus under the GTTF. That's just crazy to me that they're not sticking together. But it is what it is. If you got a criminal mind like this, if you're evil and you corrupt, I guess you just really don't care about nobody but yourself. And that's just the sad thing about it. But guys, that is just my opinion, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone of 40,000 subscribers. What will you get if you subscribe to my channel? Well, you're going to get movie reviews. You're going to get spoiler movie reviews. And about movie reviews, the next movie review that you're going to see is going to be my non-spoilery movie review for Top Gun Maverick. As you see, my straight out of the theater reaction is right here. It's very vague with no spoilers. You can check that out. And so that's going to be the next movie review that you see right here. Also, last spoiler review we did was Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I did that with Eman and Elliot with Movie Files. It said 12K views right there, so you guys can go check that out. Have a weekly movie news roundup show every Sunday, 6:30 p.m. CST. I'll talk about all the entertainment and news throughout the week and compile that into a show. Also talking about Young Justice. Of course, We Own This City, The Staircase, and also just some more reactions here and there and maybe an interview coming up. And so I'll also be covering, what would I be covering? P-Valley and Miss Marvel. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you like this video, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.